Hello, CherieHanson here. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I've been out taming my garden because I was away for 30 days. It needed taming. And my Airbnb has been on full cylinders. Usually the guests stay only one night, so that means up and at 'em, baby. I wanted to talk today about something that came to me when I was sitting in meditation. And it was the concept of the motivation for doing the Airbnb. The Airbnb started out as an economic necessity from some bad mistakes I'd made in the past. And no use telling that story, it's over. And as I went through the 12 years of running my Airbnb, I have come to see that it was an act of self-love. Now you may ask, how is hosting people from all around the world an act of self-love? And I'll tell you the answer to that. Even if you didn't ask it, I'll still answer it. Because, that's the kind of hairpin I am. What happened to me was it transformed me. The thing that we usually think about when someone is running a Airbnb that's in the top 5% of all Airbnbs and gets a big wreath of victory on their website is financial. And it was at first driven by a financial need. But what I've come to understand is that it has become an act of self-love. When I started, I had not shared my living space with people who loved and protected me. I was used to, since childhood, being in a place of fear and defense and guarding against quixotic changes in personality of my keepers. I don't call them caregivers, I call them keepers. And where I've come after 12 years is I've come to a place where I have so much more confidence in the good that exists in the world. As people come into my house, and they come from everywhere. I have people who are coming from Siberia, from Kazakhstan, from Fiji, from the islands off of Portugal. You can name a place on the earth that you think, oh, they can't possibly be tourists. They can't possibly be traveling to Kelowna, but they are. Surprise. And what they have taught me is that all of us, under the right circumstances, are ready to be loved. What they have taught me is that most people on the face of the earth are kind, interesting, full of light. And the light is not based on something they do for me. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about how when I open the door, I can see the light around them from them simply being alive. And where it has shifted my energy is to a place where I'm much more trusting. I'm much more likely to have faith in the goodness of people. I don't listen to the news. I'm not following the last disaster. I am not gobbling up the sour milk being spilled for us to ingest about how everything is horrid. And that comes from my guests. My guests are by and large people who are working to save the environment or the world, or to make sure that things are running in a humane and kind way. Every time somebody comes to my door who is intent on doing what they can to use the gifts they were given to make the world a better place, it lifts my heart. And I am now sitting at a high vibration, a much higher vibration than I would ever have assumed I could get to based on my past and my blind bad choices. And so this is the thing I think is so interesting to me about the feedback loop. I keep talking about this. You're going to hear it again and again. There is a feedback loop in our lives. What we assume is happening, what we are terrified is happening, will happen. If we get into a place where we can build up a feedback loop that allows us to pay more attention to the acts of kindness, to that snapshot of an immigrant father in Glasgow picking up his baby son and kissing him on the head, and knowing that each picture, each act that my mind is capturing in my What is the World album is somehow a kind of medicine for the angst that we are experiencing in this time of chaos. What you look for will appear. We know this from the reticular activation system, which is the part of the brain that is geared to notice. What does it notice? It notices what it believes. So if I see a green car once and I give it my full attention, I will see 10 more green cars because my mind is set up to take a snapshot of that. If I have no belief in red cars, I won't take any snapshots of the red cars. And the same thing with words. When I learn a new word, have you ever had that experience where you learn a new vocabulary word and then you hear it everywhere? That's because we are set up to see, to hear, to experience what we believe is happening. Now, can you solve all of the disasters in the world simply by clicking your heels and saying there's no place like home? No, you can't. But what you can do for yourself, what you can do inside yourself, inside your own head, inside your own spirit, is teach yourself how to love. And it's a 360 love. The more I love other people, the more I experience and take snapshots of moments of kindness and compassion and protection, the more I can love myself. And the more I love myself, the more I can love other people. And the more compassionate I am to myself, the more compassionate I can be to other people. It is a complete creation. that we are undertaking every single day. So I was just taking the quiz on my own love language, and I was thinking about how when we take a quiz on our love language, get this? This is the way my mind works. Welcome to the gothic attic of my mind. Okay, so the language of love I have expectations around from other people is also the language of love that I will notice, I will receive. So if I am in a place where my language of love is someone comes in to make my life easier and less burdensome, and they're willing to work in my yard to help me with the dead leaves, bless you, neighbors, then that's the way I show myself love. I show myself love by making my own life easier. That's my language of love. If my language of love is receiving gifts, and I give other people gifts, and I'm giving people gifts because I want them to see that I love them, I must also know that my language of love towards myself is small gifts. Oh, look at that rose crystal. It's $4. I'm going to get that for myself. Or look at that $2 scarf at the thrift store. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'm going to get that for myself. And it raises your vibration when you feel loved by somebody else and by yourself. So this is the revelation I came to today. Why am I running an Airbnb? I am running an Airbnb because the people have shown me that I can trust the world, and they bring the gift of themselves to me. And it is magnificent. If you want a very clear channel to scan your life and help you set up a contract with yourself, make a commitment, commit to your future self and to how healthy you are going to become, how settled, how calm, how compassionate. We can do that. Get a hold of me, and I would be happy to use my channel and my vast obsessive reading about health and self-care to lead you to a place where you're operating higher up the mountain and you're not in a place where you're doing wrestling in mud with everybody you meet. We don't like that. So get a hold of me. I want to say again, I am so grateful when somebody subscribes to my channel, because this is what I know. It's like blowing bubbles. Okay? Thoughts, lessons, wisdom. I blow bubbles and they're carried in the air. And someone will see them and see the rainbow curve and see the lightness and see the beauty. And when you subscribe to my channel, you move it up so more people can watch and learn and find their way. When you share it with a friend who's deep in the dungeon with the gargoyles, you give them an opportunity to learn something new. So please subscribe, like, and make a positive comment if you're so called. And I have to tell you from a full heart, I appreciate you, every one of you. It's just like romper room. There's Eddie. Oh, look, there's Lois. I appreciate you.